Cool. Okay, we've got a couple of minutes to go. We'll let everyone get into the VC,
Sure.
and then I'll start the recording. Introduce you.
We're still waiting on Shane to join. Still waiting on Shane to join as well.
All right, awesome. Shall I call him Shane or shall I call him Jill Kwon? Thank you.
You can address me, Shane. My name's Rob. My name's Rob as well. I'm a strategy advisor, but Shane is the CEO and he'll be the main speaker today.
All right, so Shane and Rob, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. I actually call him Do One.
Do One.
Do Kwon, yeah. Yeah. In the UK, we know what it means, but I put it in main chat last week. Do One. It means bugger off and get out of here. Yeah.
0151 Do One. That's the area code, no? For Manchester, no?
Which one did you say?
0151, no?
0151, or 0161, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm outside of Manchester. I'm not sure on their code, but yeah, I always sort of just say Manchester way, but more Lancashire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, is Shane on his way?
Oh, wait, yeah, 1 minute. He's just calling me now. He's having trouble. Let me just quickly mute you.
See him at the top there. Hi Shane, how's it going?
I don't think that's him. Jill Kwon, is that mod? No.
Yeah. He's asking to be unmuted. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got him unmuted there. Yeah. Are you there, Shane?
Yeah, we gave you permission to speak. You still have to unmute your own mic, like the blue button. Oh no! Wait. See.
No. All right. So I might have got the wrong one. There was a Jill Kwon mod, and then.
Yeah. Hear me? Here we go.
Yeah. How's it going?
We got there in the end. How are you?
Good. Yeah.
Fantastic. Lovely to be here. Nice little group we've got going on. 167 participants so far.
Yeah. Awesome.
Nice.
Right. So if Shane and Rob, if you're ready, I can start the recording and introduce you. Actually, will be live streaming it on YouTube as well to our followers over there.
No problem.
And we'll give you a
Let's roll
at the end as well to share with the community. Welcome to the Wellcoin Talk community. I'm Glenn, your host. Today we have joining us is Jail Kwon token. It's a meme token, but with a unique educate to earn protocol as well, and educational classes built into the project. We'll be going into that and more shortly. But first, can you introduce yourselves with your background and experience, Shane and Rob?
Rob, do you want to take the?
Yeah. Hi everyone. I'm Rob. Been in crypto since about 2015. Do occasional bit of trading, long-term holding, and yes, just been invested in many blockchain developments over the course of the years.
And myself, I used to work in London on the investment floor, and now I've got into crypto. I was raising money for an exchange, Eastern European exchange, and that's how I originally got into the whole space. And basically after that, I was sort of sold after I saw how good they were, and just like the technology and stuff. It just made me think it's something that I really want to do, and start learning more and more. So that was where it started for me.
Awesome, guys. Yeah, so who came up with the idea for the Jail Kwon token? It's got the meme aspect, and whenever there's news about Do Kwon going out there, it's going to be great for marketing for the project. Is that sort of why you went down this route?
Yeah, we've both just sort of we both lost out on Luna as many others, and it just bloomed from there. We were just talking and just thinking, what can we do really? The commute, like, what can you do about it? The money's gone, and we just thought, right, well, we can sort of try to stop this from happening again with an educate to earn app, and also at the same time make a bit of light of the situation, as laughter cures everything, in my opinion.
And
yeah,
have
so
you been
basically,
sorry.
go on.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, obviously, we know how much of a big black swan event this was and how many people were impacted. I don't think we're ever going to see 50 billion wiped out of the ecosystem again, and hopefully we don't. But I know it's only sort of 3 months, four months have passed, but it's pretty much still in a lot of people's minds. And you only have to look on Twitter to see it trending pretty much daily, Lunar Classic or Kwon or Lunk or anything like that. So, I mean, the pressure is still there with people, and they still want answers. So, yeah, I mean, that was the main thing that really spurred us on at the start, because obviously it was such a big thing, you know.
Definitely, Shane and Rob. Yeah, and have you been in touch with some of the community, and are they coming over to your chat to?
Well, do you know what? We get so many messages from people. I mean, if you think about the guys that got wiped out, and there's people that could have afforded it, but everyone's not as fortunate as each other, right? So there's some people that have lost their life savings. Some people probably be working for the rest of their life trying to make it back. Now, we all get into crypto. We should know to do your own research and to be very careful because it's such a young market, right? But it's still a bit sore, isn't it, to see that happen to so many people, especially when you look at the fact that Kwon was behind another failed stablecoin that he was running under a pseudonym before that, right? I don't know if you saw that, did you?
What about that now? Yeah.
So he's already failed at one stablecoin, and then obviously came back to do it all again, this time in a much more spectacular fashion. But we just sort of feel bad for everyone in this situation. I mean, we get messages all the time from people that really they get on with the idea. They love it. They think it's funny, and also they've been impacted, so they want to try and have their little comeback, if you like, against it. You know, so this is them rallying up against Kwon themselves to have one over on him now.
Awesome guy. And yeah, so can we go into the utility? You're looking to build a unique educate to earn protocol. So marketers will be rewarded in the JK1 tokens if they promote the JK1 on social media platforms based on the performance of their social media platforms.
Yes. So basically, look, meme coins only go so far, as everyone knows, right? So we wanted to add some utility to it because we want longevity. We want to be here for a long time, not just a good time. Okay. So we thought we need to add some much better heavy artillery to this product to keep it going, because you can get the attention from people with the name, right? Obviously, it's catchy. You look at the website, everyone I speak to and everyone that comes across it has a good laugh, right? So it solves one problem there because the exposure's there, right? It's not a boring topic, is it? But obviously, you still want some longevity with things, and you want to be able to provide a good service and keep the token going and money coming in and the ecosystem running so it grows and grows. So we basically thought that we need something that's going to be groundbreaking, really. And I know a lot of the people at the moment are doing affiliate marketing and stuff. I'm sure you've seen Andrew Tate's method, right?
Yeah, he's doing well.
Yeah, doing well, but obviously he's been silenced now. But obviously, if you can get people to be marketing your stuff and promoting for you and reward them in tokens, the thing's going to grow itself, isn't it? So that's why we came to the conclusion that if we can do something that's not so much like post to earn, because obviously how many shill messages can you get rid of a day? Eventually it starts to get boring, right? So we thought, why not change it to something that's relative to the topic that we're actually building, which is the fact that people lost their money. So why not make it educational so people can learn how to do a bit more research? And if they understand what they're investing in a bit more, then maybe next time they might think twice, or they might lower their risk exposure, or things like that. You know, it's just about getting it out there and sharing the information. But obviously, it's going to be branded quite heavily to bring more people to the table. So it should solve two problems in one.
They're great for the marketing, you know, approaching marketeers and sort of influencers, and they'll be rewarded in a token. But I'm just wondering, you know, what's to stop them sort of just promoting it for a week and then dumping the tokens?
Yeah, I mean, it could happen like that because obviously people only want to hold on to something that's going up, right? It doesn't matter if you love the space or whatever reason you're here for. pretty much 99.9% of people just want profits and gains. You could promote absolutely anything to them and they'd probably buy it if they thought it's going to be worth triple next week. Is that fair to say?
True.
Yeah.
So yeah, have you been approaching marketeers, influencers, so you've got it sort of all lined up for when you go for the launch?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I've got actually another technique that I haven't really heard anyone speak about before, and I think it's a great way to prop up your token using influencers, right? So if, say for example, you've got a talent agent or a football agent, right? And when they sign up with the manager, they have to give away part of their salary or their endorsements goes to their manager. So what we can do is we can take people on under the brand and we can promote them. And as part of our terms of service, some of their endorsement money has to go into the token, which basically now you're pegging your token to a real physical fiat asset, if you like. So we're tokenizing people, tokenizing influencers. So where most tokens rely on money to come in through speculation, and obviously people just thinking it's going to go up, this will bring real money in without all that. So it will be propped up by real assets. Do you know what I mean?
And is it open to like individual investors as well? They can go out there and shill it onto their Telegram, Twitter. Or
yeah. Well, initially we wanted to do it just so it's by views and by likes and stuff, right? So if you get 100 likes, 1,000 likes, you get the equivalent in tokens. And then obviously it's tailored to videos and reels because we know that TikTok's huge now, and you can rack up a lot more views to videos now. So the better your content and the more exposure, the more you're going to earn as well. So, I mean, people will no doubt go out there and try and post and earn more tokens. But obviously you're right about what happens if these people are earning then dumping. So we have to have a protocol in place that's going to keep this going and keep it up just in case that happens. So if we tokenize people and we take their fiat as part of their contract, if you like, or their endorsements, the bigger this person grows, the more money they get, the more they have to put into the system. And it keeps fueling it like that. So, but this tokenizing people and tokenizing things is a very good strategy, I believe.
From Shane. And yeah, so how many number of tokens have you set aside for the marketing side to give obviously bonuses to people and influencers, and what's the sort of tokenomics breakdown?
Well, I'll give you an interesting fact actually, because we are SAFU and we have to follow the Pink Sale Devs guidance. All our tokens are locked, right? So they're locked for 31 days, which means we can't touch any tokens, no team tokens, not a penny goes to us. So at the start, we had a tax rate of 8 and 12, 8 and 12 buys and sells, right? But once we started building our community and we started getting some feedback from people, we got some negative results from the tax rates. So we had to take a view, really. Are we going to lower the tax to bring in more investors, open it up for bigger trades and stuff? Or do you stick to your ways and, see how it goes? But because obviously we've got the meme factor and stuff, we really wanted to listen to the community. So we slashed the taxes and we took them down to 6 and 6. So the taxes got lowered, which obviously keeps people a lot more happy in it. And it opens us up to having more people coming in and investing in us. But what I was going to say, the interesting part is because we can't touch the tokens, we actually have to buy the tokens from ourselves to fuel the E2E app so that people can earn. So, not only are we committing all our tokens and locking them up, we're actually buying tokens off ourselves to fuel our product to let people earn off us. So, on launch day, we have to buy them off ourselves to fuel the DApp, which is a funny one. You don't usually hear these things. I mean, most people leave tokens unlocked and stuff, and anything happens, doesn't it, after launch? But yeah, it's quite a commitment that we've had to do, really. But to get the 3 badges, I'm sure you know how the Pink Sale badges affect your performance, if you like. So it's worth it in the long run. Obviously, like I said, we're here for the long haul. So if it gives peace of mind to the clients, then we're 100% up for it.
Yeah, it's a great way of doing it because you're creating buy pressure as well on the first day. You know, you're saying, look, we're buying in, and these tokens are going to be used for the
Sure.
marketing and influencers going into the future. But you're also looking to do educational classes for maybe newer investors that want to learn about crypto, so you can sort of maybe safeguard them against some of these scams like Kwon did.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's not even just about Kwon. I mean, I don't know if you follow the Twitter much with the NFTs and stuff, but obviously the amount of time I spend on the laptop, I pretty much are watching it all day whilst I'm working. And the amount of exploits going on at the moment is actually quite frightening because, you know, people are connecting to sites that they don't know what they are, their wallets are getting drained, they don't know how to revoke sessions, so they're leaving themselves wide open to get exploited. Phishing, like Twitter, people changing SIM cards. There's loads of stuff that I see on a daily basis, right? So we thought that how is the community supposed to grow? Because we all want the space to grow, right? So more people come to crypto and it becomes more mainstream. But how's it going to grow if newbies come to the community and they keep getting ripped off? It's not going to work, is it? You're going to have one bad experience, you're probably going to leave. So what if we could share educational content that would help these people maybe think twice before these things happened, you know, because we can't assume that everyone knows as much as us. We've got to assume that there's other people out there that might need a bit more educating. So who's going to do it? I mean, there's no one else doing this. There's the concept, if you type in E to E or educate to earn in Twitter, you'll find us only. So not only have we got an idea that, yeah, I mean, the whatever to earn concept is not new, but the education to earn is definitely only ours. And, you know, not many people can say that they own the term or the hashtag, can they? Do you know what I mean?
And you're also planning an NFT collection, and you'll be adding utilities as you go along because in the future there'll be a P2E game.
Correct.
What's planned
So
around the NFT collection?
So basically, we're thinking, obviously, you know, you've seen many alpha groups and stuff, I'm sure, where you can mint an NFT pass and it will give you access to special areas, maybe in a Discord, or to certain courses or to alpha information. So we're thinking along these lines. You can mint a different pass that will give you a different access to a different type of, to a course, maybe an entry to a course or a different section of learning in a Discord channel. And that was going to be the entry passes for that. And then we also, later on down the line, we wanted to do a play to earn themed around Kwon, and a bit like, you remember Donkey Kong, right?
It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe like maybe Kwon sitting at the top with the bitcoins, the bag of bitcoins that he was supposed to hold on to for the Lunar Foundation, and you've got to get up the ladders to find him and get the Bitcoin back. And then maybe you can build on it a bit more, because obviously that's more retro style 2D, isn't it? Like just old 80s style. But we've got a few prototypes really. So we just wanted to make sure we had a nice long roadmap, because sometimes I see these projects that don't really have, there's a lot going on, but it's not long term. So you never know that they're going to be there still completing their goals. So we wanted to make sure that we had a lot lined up. I mean, it's quite a long roadmap for a meme coin, really, if I was to comment on it. But obviously we've got other things to throw to the party, you know. So,
and are you looking to make it a governance token with a DAO with voting rights for the community being a meme token?
Yeah, I mean, look at what we just did. We had to listen to the community straight away about the tax. This was done only in a Telegram chat because obviously we're still pre-launch. So, but we do want to listen, because we believe behind every project is a great community, really. I mean, if you look at why people are buying JPEGs of apes and whatever else, most people don't really care. They just love the community, right? You buy a Bored Ape, suddenly you've got hundreds of friends online. Same sort of thing. We want to make sure that our community is super strong, because essentially that is what's going to power you.
And you're planning a staking platform as well. I was wondering how that will work for investors. Will it be locked or unlocked staking? Yeah,
so the staking obviously that requires like 5 different contracts to get it going, and it's a funny one, because obviously look at the Anchor protocol with the staking with Luna, right? So you don't want to scare people into getting locked in, because you never know. These people got locked in when Luna was going to zero, didn't they? So people don't want to be locked into these type of things. So you probably have different periods where you can accrue interest, maybe quarterly, or you can lock it in for longer to reap a better reward. But obviously these things are further down the line, and we'll consult the community about that as well, really, because essentially it's all about them.
Okay, great, Shane. And where's the buy and sell tax going to? You've got 6% on buys and sells.
Yeah. So we're 6 and 6 marketing. It's literally completely balanced, even both sides. 2% liquidity, 2% marketing, and 2% reflections back to holders. So we're actually rewarding more back to our holders. And what we're going to do is send a lot of tokens to Dead Wallet, because we couldn't actually burn them due to the contract. So what we'll do is we'll send them to the Dead Wallet instead, and get them out of circulation as well.
Yeah, see, and going into the pre-sale, how can investors get involved? Is it going to be a fair launch, or is there a soft cap, hard cap, whereabouts? I think
it's a fair launch, actually. If any of your listeners could take a look at the link, you'll actually see that we were trending earlier on Pink Sale. Obviously, we have 1 day left now until the start of the fair launch. It's a 50 BNB soft cap. I think we're actually number 10 right now. So I'll just take a look. Yeah, so if you look on Pink Sale now, we're at number 10. So you can take a look at the listing. You'll see the 3 badges there: KYC, audit, SAFU. That we've obviously had to jump through hoops and really follow the guidelines of Pink Sale to make sure that the investors are the ones that really reap the rewards here. But obviously, we're happy to do that because we have so much confidence and conviction in the project. But yeah, I mean, you can see there you've got the four links of the socials and stuff, if they want to take a look at that. So yeah, that's where we are with the Pink Sale.
Awesome. So how long is the fair launch for, and then do you launch like 24 hours after?
Yes, so basically it's 24 hours. It's a quick one. I know some people do like 1, 2, 3 days, but in my opinion, people like to have that urgency, right? So after 3 days, they might get a little bit bored, and obviously the community is building quite strong now. We've shot up in numbers, and we've been really active on cutting back people in the group that are either marketing proposals or bots and just all sorts of stuff. So I believe we've got a strong core of people in the group now. We've got Chinese community building as well now. So I think it's better that it's quick and it's exciting, you know. So it's 24 hours. It starts at 11 p.m. UTC, and we aim to get over to PancakeSwap as soon as possible. I'd say 12 to 24 hours, depending on how quick the pool takes to finalize and stuff, because there is a little wait time after that. I have to speak to the Pink Sale dev about that. But yeah, we want to get moving as quick as we can.
Great, Shane. And what's the marketing plans after launch? I know obviously you've got this educate to earn protocol. You're going to be approaching marketers and influencers if they would promote the project. You know, they can get a share of the Kwon tokens. But are you doing anything else around the marketing as well?
Yeah, well, to be honest, we've got some connections with a UK influencer who actually got cleaned out quite badly on Luna, and they're quite vocal about it online and stuff. I can't really go into too much detail about it right now, but you know, they do YouTube and stuff like that, so they've got a great platform that will be able to propel us really far, I believe, if we can finalize that deal. Also, we've got the tokenization, like I said, which will bring actual fiat into the ecosystem, from not just people speculating on the coin, but actually contractually bringing money in. And then obviously you've got the small updates in the meantime. But the main thing for me as well, I want to have announcements regular, because I believe that the attention span is quite short in this space. So if you think you can go a while without giving updates, you're probably going to get questions, and you're probably going to get people losing interest. Or I think to keep people engaged is the main thing. So we're going to have updates regular. Obviously the coin market cap, the standard stuff, maybe look at an exchange. Obviously we get loads of inquiries. It's funny actually, because we've had lots of inquiries from exchanges with the Asian market. So I presume, well, I know for sure that over that side of the world, this is like a really hot topic still. I've got a Korean billboard agency that are actually really keen to get a billboard up.
Nice.
And they're saying to me, I feel really sorry for the Luna victims, so we want to get this out there. So I thought, cool, that's brave. But so yeah, we've got plenty of marketing lined up. So that should keep the things rolling. But I'm really excited about the E2E, to be honest, because the DApp is practically finished. There's about 15 hours left of developing to do on that, I think. And then we'd be ready to roll that out, obviously, as soon as the coin launches, buy the tokens, fuel the DApp, and get everyone working, enjoying the app, and testing it really in live, in a live setting.
Great, Shane. Yeah, let's go back to the DApp as well, because I think you can connect your wallet, and marketers and influencers can see how many tokens they've collected. Is there any sort of tax to transfer them to their wallet? How does it work?
No, so basically, we've got on the pinned messages in the group. If anyone wants to fly over to our group right now, if you look at pinned message number 20, you'll see a little preview of the homepage of the app. And you just have a simple wallet connect button that will allow you to obviously link your wallet. You'll register an account and then submit your links. The content, actually, I didn't go over the content. So what will allow people to do is pick from content to start with. Okay, so as I said, the content will be highly branded and encouraging new people to come to the program, right? So they pick a piece of content that they like, and then they can take that, publish it, and once they've published it, grab the link, put that into the app. That will go to the back end where our team will review it just to make sure that it is the link that we provided and there's no misinformation going on, because obviously we need to make sure that everything is 100% correct. And then once we see that, it's just a simple click of a button and it will transfer the tokens directly to the holder's wallet. So it's nice and simple procedure. And obviously we want to make sure that people are getting paid out quickly, because obviously the quicker the pay, the more speed that they'll be posting as well. So it's we understand that's going to be very important.
Okay, great, Shane. Let's open it up to the rest of the team. If anyone's got a question for Shane or Robert, JL Kwon token, go ahead.
Yeah, Glenn, I was listening in, and it's great. We need more people to educate others around, to keep everybody safe, and to show them the ropes. And I think this platform has a great future. So I'm just curious about something. So you mentioned you'll be providing the content for influencers and everybody on the platform, and it will be heavily branded and all this. So I'm wondering how much content and what kind of target audience are you starting with? Will it be kind of broad spectrum, everybody? Like sort of here's how to check smart contracts, or here's how to connect your wallet, or what kind of content are you starting off with, or what's the direction you want to take it in? Or will it be sort of curated for each individual, I don't know, influencer? Maybe you have someone in a certain industry, and then are you going to create some curated content for them? How is that going to look?
That's a good question, and also that's one that will evolve over time, I believe. But initially, I think the most important content to push out at the start is going to be promotional for us, right? So to get more people involved and interested in the project. So it will be themed around the same sort of educate to earn, but it won't be so like concentrated on direct issues. And then as we start to make our way through the first month or 2 months or whatever, then we can start tailoring the information to stuff that's relevant in the space at the moment. For example, if we get alerts about different sort of dangers and stuff that are happening, there's lots of guys on Twitter and stuff that are doing a great job of basically exposing things that are going on at the moment. I don't know if you've seen Zach XBT on Twitter, but another guy that does a lot of blockchain analysis and stuff that is really helpful, because it highlights these issues early, so you can really address them. So we'd probably just tailor it to stuff that's relevant at the time. And yeah, it'll be very user friendly at start, because like I said, we don't want to just dive in with expecting that people know a lot more than they do. So, but there's also things like the analytics and stuff to look at to see what people enjoy and don't enjoy. And then we can start dialing it in and really pushing on the stuff that works and that promotes the program. So yeah, that would be my answer to that one.
Yeah, no, it sounds like a fair and pretty strategic way of going about it. So yeah, I like it. The faster the better. The
Thanks.
faster you get people on board, you get people in chat talking. You'll figure out exactly what they need. Maybe you'll see like, okay, our audience is this. Maybe they're all super techie. And they'll want something ultra in depth if they want to learn more, or I don't know. So yeah,
Of
it's
course.
limitless where you can go with the educational aspect. So yeah,
It really is.
I
I mean,
like
to
it.
be honest, I never feel like I'm done learning with anything. So I mean, you just there's so much you can use and so much space that you can fill with a lot of content and stuff like for this topic. If you were just shilling normal stuff, there's only so far you can go, right? But education is infinite, I believe.
Yeah, it is. It is limitless, and the more knowledgeable DeFi users we can create, the better for all of us. And
Of
if you're
course,
the
if
one
we
to
want to
do
go
it,
in the direction,
yeah, and if they're learning from Jail Kwon, that's gonna be a diamond hand holder for you as well, and a knowledgeable user for everybody else. So it's win-win for everybody. So it sounds exciting. Yeah, thank you.
yeah. Thank you for your question.
Thank you for the question. Let's move on to Syed, the community investors. I have some questions. You've got a question for Shane at Jailquan Token. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn. I have few questions. So as I was going through your white paper, and it was mentioned that there will be different types of membership for users to have access to JLK1 various educational services or maybe groups. So I was wondering that how many levels of the tier membership will be there, and what amount of the JK1 tokens will user need to stake for having access to these ties?
Well, I think it's going to come from the NFT release. So the pass will give you the key to the door, basically. And what we'll do is we'll have them in different stages from really like novice to intermediate and pro levels. And I'm thinking about maybe having some sort of education towards like Solidity and HTML, CSS, things like this. Because obviously being in the space myself, I know that sometimes I dive for hours looking for things on GitHub and other forums and stuff. So to provide a place where you can find a lot more stuff that's tech related as well for the intermediate side of things. I think that would be good with the programming and stuff. And then obviously on the lower end will just be more basic learning and things. But they'll be via NFT mint, because then obviously that creates a bit more fun than just having to stake your tokens that you've already got.
Okay, got it, got it. Thank you for clearing that up. Okay, so on your white paper, it's also mentioned that you are planning on creating user-friendly libraries of courses. So I was wondering that will holders who are professional and have expertise in any field will be able to add the courses to this library and also set any subscription fee for accessing these courses?
Yes, 100%. I mean, if you use GitHub and stuff, you know that contributions from the community are rife, right? So it's just that's what keeps the community going. Everyone submitting their thoughts and their methods of doing things. And I think that would be a great way to have the courses, right? Because obviously you need to hear from other people that might have more knowledge than others and stuff like that. So if you could get a real high tech guru to take top level stuff, like teaching and things, then of course we could roll out something that would allow them to take a subscription package off that as well. And I think that's a great idea, to be honest. That is a great idea.
Okay, got it. So it's also mentioned that there will be also live lessons from the professors as well. So I was thinking that will you be hiring professors for this purpose, or how will that work? Or any freelancer teachers or professors can
Yeah.
take these live sessions?
Well, I was thinking maybe along the lines of we're looking at podcasts first of all, maybe YouTube videos of tutorials and stuff. But we're always going to be looking for collaborations and partnerships with people who are skilled and respected in the space. So this is what we'd be looking for in these gurus, you see, who could teach more intermediate things. So we'll definitely be looking for collaborations and reaching out for partnerships with people once we're obviously more established at the moment, you'd probably struggle to get people engaged until they can see something physical. But I believe that people, once you explain the situation to them, who's not going to want to help to do this, because it's for the greater good of all, you know.
Yeah, it makes sense. So I want to know that have you thought of maybe creating quizzes for each course that is available on your education portal as well, so that at the end of the course, user can take a quiz to know that how much they have learned from a particular course, and you can also maybe offer certificates in the NFT form.
Yes, well, I mean, most apps that you use on your phone and stuff to teach you things, you'll obviously do quizzes. So we'd follow that sort of procedure where if you don't pass the quiz, you can do it again, because most people would have to stay in the course, wouldn't they? Because they wouldn't want to leave until they'd learned it all. So we'd need some way of validating how much they'd earned, and then you could give a leaderboard. You could give a first, second, and third place. Like an NFT. I mean, to be honest, I didn't think of awarding NFTs as like certificates or like graduating from the course. But again, that's a very, very good point. And I'll take some note of that, because I think that could be implemented.
Okay, got it, got it. So, do you have any plan of maybe collaborating with educational institutions or universities to maybe offer affiliated certificates and degrees as well in future?
Yeah, I mean, thinking about things like this, it makes me think, and this is a real honest thought of mine, about the meme factor with the education factor, because having to go to universities and stuff with the token name, it makes me think, would they take you seriously, you see? So obviously we're going to put some protocols in place, whereas if this takes off and goes, because we're looking to white label this, you see, so we're not just going to do this ourselves. We're going to offer other people to take the white label and use the product that we've had tailored to us, you see. And obviously we'll be creating apps so you can use so you don't have to log on to the website to submit your links and stuff. So we'll be doing Android and iOS apps as well. So if we do decide to approach learning centers and things, then obviously the Educate to Earn app is its own separate entity, really. I mean, it runs off of the coins, but just in case anyone was sitting there and thinking this but not saying it, about whether people would be thinking about Kwon being put in front of like educational centers, we still have Educate to Earn app, which is our thing, you know. So that would give us the strength to sit in front of these people and really allow them to take on our product.
It makes sense. You're right about that. It really makes sense. Okay, final question. So on your roadmap in Q2 2023, it's also mentioned about the development of the metaverse and PFP NFT collection. So I was thinking that are you planning on developing your own metaverse from the scratch, or you will be getting land in a Decentraland metaverse for creating your own space? How will that work?
Well, I mean, we're not really a metaverse product as such, are we? We're more of the educate. We're on the Educate to Earn, like post to earn sort of ecosystem, if you like. So it's not really our thing, but we were thinking about for the game more than anything with the metaverse side of things, you know, because obviously if you think about these 2D sort of 80s style games, they're quite popular as like NFTs and stuff. I don't know if you've seen Creeps. It's an NFT project where you can stake your lizard and earn some staking rewards for him being in the game, right? So we were thinking about that sort of setup. But obviously, if we do the metaverse, we could probably expand it into not 2D but a 3D version. So these were just thoughts that were going through. We'd have to see how the feedback goes about the initial play to earn. And if people want to see more, then 100% we'll give them more.
Understood. Thank you for clearing that up as well. Okay, thank you so much for answering and best of luck.
Thank you for your time and thank you for your questions.
Questions active. Let's move on to Aisha. You had a question for Shane at Kwon Token. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. So I was going through your white paper and it's mentioned that you are planning on giving opportunities to speakers at seminars, functions, and workshops, and where rewards will be determined by the amount of attendance at the events. I was wondering, these be virtual events in your metaverse, or you are planning on organizing real life physical events?
Well, I mean, we can't be everywhere on the planet, so I think online is the best place to go for the minute, because obviously it means you can connect to a lot more people all over the globe instantly, right? And also you can get to places for a Zoom call and hold a lot more people. If you do a meetup in certain countries and stuff, you might not get a great attendance. So I think online is definitely going to be the place to do that. But also, we do want to meet with the people that believe in our project. We'd like to see them face to face, and it just adds an extra layer to the community vibe, doesn't it? If you can see people face to face. So, I mean, you probably have to start off with major cities first. But then again, not everyone can travel. Not everyone's got the money to travel. So you've really got to take these things into consideration. Because part of the DeFi thing that I really enjoy about this is the fact that if you think about how many people on the planet are actually unbanked and have no way of earning money, right? But they have a smartphone only, and you'll see this more and more through the community. You're actually giving people that are very underprivileged a chance to be banked, because some people don't have a currency that they can rely on, or they don't have any job opportunities. But with this, if you've got a smartphone, you can connect to the internet. You've got just as good a chance as someone else from a different country. So yeah, I think firstly online, but then secondly, we'd like to get around and see parts of the world.
Understood. So it's also mentioned on your white paper that app will track engagement, thus calculating rewards for creators and holders who are promoting Kwon content on their social media accounts. I want to understand, how will app algorithm trade engagement on social media accounts, and how will algorithm taking likes, views, followers, and retweets in consideration calculate Kwon token allocation for each user? Because I've seen example on your white paper and it's only considering views.
Yes, well, we will consider views, likes, and I mean comments. Is difficult because what we've got to go up against is bots, right? So this was a thing that I was thinking. We don't want people falsifying their results, okay? Because obviously that could happen. There's bad actors in all sorts of communities, right? So if people think they're going to post something then and flood it with bots and try and get the money this way, we're obviously going to have some protocols in place that vet this. Well, it's difficult. If you look at Twitter, there's probably, they say only 60-70% of Twitter actually exists, right? So it's going to be a task, but we're going to have a task force that's going to sit there, and they're going to be able to go through these profiles and double check if they'll have to go through many different ways, obviously checking their age, if they've got pictures, if they've got followers, if they're active users, they're real users, right? There are technologies out there that can detect this. So that is going to be something that we're going to have to evolve with very fast, but I believe that we can do it.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Thank you for answering my questions.
Thank you very much for asking.
Thanks for the questions, Aisha. Let's move on to Western Beach. Do you have a question for Shane at Kwon Token? Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Glenn. Great explanation to the Joe Kwon project. I wanted asking, my first question is, I heard you talk about education, and basically the providing educational content. My first question is that, do you plan on forming partnerships with influencers to create awareness, and or will you be building some form of API to integrate these social media platforms that you will be partnering with to spread knowledge and then earn at the same time?
Well, I think the quickest way to get in front of people is with people that already have an audience, right? So I know that there's people, I don't know if you've seen on Twitter, there's a handle called Fatman Terror, and he's pretty much an advocate for all the Terror users that lost lots of money. Okay, so someone like this would be a very good example to approach because they believe in what's right for the community, and they've got a big following. So I think immediately you need to go for the big players that have got lots of audience because it's going to help you a lot. And then after you've got these people on board and they've shared the product and more people and more eyes have seen the product, then we can start looking at other ways to get in front of people's faces, if you like. But I think immediately it's all about speed, right? So you don't want to let the project start to slow down because the momentum is what keeps us going. So immediately we need to bring on new people that have got big audiences that can back us and stand by us, and that's going to create a whole new wave of new people to come to the project anyway. So I think first things first is just form partnerships, strong partnerships.
Okay, I think I get that. That's really clear and understood. Still on the educational aspect, I wanted asking, give me a second. Okay, yeah. You said that there are different aspects to this crypto. I mean, you just made mention of someone on the Twitter space, but he has a particular category that he can address really well. Would you be having genres or different classes for, like, for example, maybe there are experts who really dwell on trading, while others dwell on the coin and its tokenomics, while others even dwell on teaching people how to read smart contracts. Would you be having different classes on in different categories?
100%, because I believe that a lot of things could be prevented if we could all learn how to read smart contracts, right? If I told you about my token today and you wanted to go and verify something, all you have to do is go onto the blockchain, take a look in the contract, and if you know how to interpret it, you'll know it. Like the blockchain, the reason why we love it all is because it's so transparent, right? It's all there, open source, ready for you to see. So I believe that everyone needs to be able to read it and interpret it so that everything's out in the open and it's nice and transparent. So it's so vital that we just cover all the options. We can't just focus on one. We can't just focus on, oh, we lost money on Luna because, yeah, okay, that's how we're getting some hype. But really, we need to have a broad spectrum of different categories because obviously, like I said, the learning is infinite, isn't it? So you can't expect it just to be one channel.
All right. That's clear. I understand. It's actually
Great.
a good thing if people could read smart contracts, the probability of getting scammed will be greatly reduced by a very high percentage.
Of course.
Here's my next question.
Sorry, I was going to ask you. Do you do any programming yourself or anything like that?
Yeah. I'm still learning. I'm still learning.
Okay.
But very soon. I'm writing smart contracts very soon.
Oh,
okay.
good man.
The next question I wanted asking, aside from the fact that the instructors who have a large fan base, I mean that's a really what other requirements would these instructors have to meet? They have to be knowledgeable. They have to have a large fan base. Is there any other requirements they have to meet?
Yes. Well, I mean, to be honest, we need to ensure that we're getting the right information out there because, like I said, misinformation is rife online, and we don't want to allow people to carry on teaching things that aren't correct because it could cause a lot of damage later on down the line. So we're going to have to be able to vet people very thoroughly, and they'll probably just have a system set up where there's like tiers of juniors, then seniors, just like any sort of business structure, really. So they can all be spoken to via meetings and stuff, and you can dive into people's backgrounds really, because obviously a lot of programmers and stuff have their own GitHub profiles. You can see where they've come from, where they've graduated from and stuff. So it's just a case of recruitment really, and it's all out there to be found really. I mean, we won't just be taking on anyone. We'll be doing a very thorough recruitment process.
All right. Okay. Here's my final question.
Okay.
Great answers to the previous question, by the way. They are they're really detailed, and I clearly understand the answers.
Thank you very much.
My last question is that I saw on your white paper the statements to educate to earn revolutionary program will work by enabling creators and holders who promote Kwon in their contents to be able to link their social media accounts and crypto wallets to educate, to earn the app, and be rewarded in tokens. I heard Aisha touch on these questions, but I would like to ask a subcategory question about that.
Sure.
The question I wanted asking is that exactly what factors are going to be tracked, especially with influencers who have a large following? How do you verify, aside from the fact that you have to be using, verified investors that have the blue tick or a tick on their Twitter or Telegram? That's a requirement. How about those who really don't have? How would you verify that, yes, this person actually has real investors and real followers from those who use bots to
Of
program their
course,
social media channel?
this is quite similar to the question the lady asked earlier, right? So obviously we all know that Twitter is rife with bots, and a high percentage of it isn't even real, right? You can buy a blue tick for 10K now. So all of this stuff really doesn't mean so much that it used to mean like 8 years ago or 6 years ago. But you can do a lot if you just have a team that's manually checking things with their own eyes. Basically, you can look at people's engagements and you can see, or you can ask the person to send you engagements. They can all look at their engagements. They can track them. So that's a quick way of debunking people's fake profiles. Is you ask for their engagements up front, and they can print these off and show you, and you can take a view on how much people engage with their content. And basically, you can vet them like that. It's going to have to be a process like this, I think, because sometimes I know computers do a great job at automating a lot of things, but also sometimes you can't trick the human eye that much, So I think having a good team with a strong a strong team around you that can do this, it's going to require quite a bit of manpower, but we can do it. We've got staff, so that's how we'll do it.
All right. Well, speaking of automation, sorry, I said it was my last question, but it just triggered
That's right.
2 more questions.
No problem.
At some point, a lot of people are going to be wanting to be investors, and your team might not be able to track them, or always there's going to be a really, really long queue. Are you going to be automating the process, maybe using some form of machine learning or something?
For approving for approving links, do you mean?
Yes, for approving links, for approving instructors and among other things.
Yes, well, I think at the start, obviously, we'll do it all ourselves just to make sure that it's done absolutely impeccably. But after that, obviously, you can bring in some sort of algorithm or AI that will be able to at least check these posts match up with what we've put out there. I mean, it wouldn't be too hard to have something that tracks something in the image, like a cookie or a pixel or something, that will basically verify that to speed things up. Because as we know, the speed is everything here. So we'll always be looking to innovate ourselves to make sure things are delivered very quickly and there's no delays with getting people paid.
All right. My final question is on the P2E, but I'll be asking that in your Telegram group. I really
Yes.
appreciate your transparency and the detailed answers to the questions. I really wish
thank you for your time.
The best, and I hope you guys stay bullish moonward. Over to you.
Thanks. I'd just like everyone to come over to the group as well. If you can give us a follow, because I'd like to give a lot more updates there as well, because obviously we've only got a certain amount of time here. So it'd be nice that everyone could join the group and we can carry on answering questions.
Yeah, the links to the socials are in our main chat, so you can get safely over to the official socials if anyone's got a question. We've got about 8-9 minutes left, so
lovely
questions.
Yeah.
Unless you had a question for Shane at Kwon Token, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you so much, Glenn. I have a couple of the questions to ask from Kwon team. As I was reading the white paper, and I read you will be offering one-to-one courses for all levels covering everything about crypto. I think making the educational content is a bit complex when you have to deal with different age group. Let's suppose if there is a teenager trying to get education, he or she will have a different approach to pick things as compared to a mature or educated person. So will you consider this factor when you guys will make the educational content?
Yes, of course, we will have to set some sort of limits in place with children and stuff, because that all gets a little bit more complicated, right? You've got to have a whole different skill set of people to understand teaching and stuff. So I think we'll be thinking of post school times, really, like 16 plus, really. I think kids are learning this stuff quite young now anyway. So I certainly know that the schools around my way, they're all teaching these things as a key thing. But obviously we're talking about a global market, so we've got to think about everyone here. So I guess it's just something that we have to stick with adults to start with, just to make sure we nail that and get it correct, and then we can look to think about other things later on down the line.
Okay, that's really awesome. And I was also thinking, do you guys have any plan to make a platform for educators or professors where they can make the educational content with the help of tools like animations or interactive diagrams that might help people understanding the things, and even complex things in a simpler form?
Yes, well, I do believe that not everyone is articulate, and some people have learning ways of learning different. You know, so one person might be able to pick up a book and really take it all in, whereas another person might be able to learn from animations and stuff, like you say. So you've got to cater to everyone's abilities and understand that not everyone's the same. And I think that's one of the key things here. You've got to understand diversity, right? If you want to take things global, you've got to think about all types of different nationalities, learning abilities and skill levels and stuff. So it's definitely something that we'll be paying a lot of attention to, making sure that we can include everyone and make sure it's all manageable and easy to take in for everyone.
Okay, that's really an awesome plan for having education for everyone. So one more thing I want to ask about, do you also have any plan to onboard the people around the world as your representatives that can go into different colleges or universities for conducting the seminars and organize an event where you guys come online and educate those people as well?
Yes, well, I think when you talk about people going into schools and stuff, it's a tricky situation, right? Because then you have to start thinking about vetting people, making sure that they're safe, and it opens up a lot more issues, right? So like I said before, I think online is the best way to start with. Then we can get to gauge the market and see exactly where we are with everything, and see how much it works, what needs changing, what doesn't, and then we can look to think about other avenues. But I mean, when you start sending adults into schools and stuff, that gets a little bit tricky, right? So I think to start with, online is key, really. And also, it's actually a lot more convenient, right? Because we can cover a lot more space very quickly.
Yeah, I think I was trying to say that if somebody a volunteer or you have a plan to onboard some different people around the world that can go in physically into the universities or colleges by themselves and have a seminar where you guys come online and you just spread awareness about crypto and your project to those students. So, did you get my question?
Yeah. Sorry, I sort of misunderstood you, but yeah. So obviously that is a lot easier. So to create a presentation, you only need a handful of staff, and you can go to these different places. I mean, look at the NFT meetups and stuff that happen all over the globe, right? So they could certainly be facilitated, and I think it is very good for the brand and for the business that we actually do this, because it puts a face to the project, which gives people a lot more confidence in the project, and also it helps the community.
Okay, that's really great, and it's been nice talking to you, and thank you so much for
Yeah, thank you
answering my
so much for your
questions.
questions.
Questions, Venice? I was just wondering, you've got the Ethereum chain and the Binance Smart Chain on the website, Shane. Are you looking to go cross-chain in the future?
Yes, I'd like to. The thing is, BSC is a funny network, right? Because you get a lot of projects. I think it's where everything starts, it feels like, and you get a lot of exposure and stuff. So it's a good place to share the project and get lots of interest and eyes on the project. But obviously, like most great projects, you have to eventually expect to have a cross-chain bridge. to bring more users in, right? Like it's just a standard thing these days, isn't it? But at the moment, obviously, BSC is where it all starts, and obviously on the launch pad tomorrow, we find out exactly how far we're going to go on the BNB side of things. So hopefully everyone's confident in the project, and that reflects on the performance that we do tomorrow.
Awesome, Shane. Yeah, I posted the pre-sale link in the main chat, so if anyone wants to check that out, it's launching in about 1 day and 4 hours, I think.
That's
so
right.
yeah, we're running out of time now, so maybe if we can do a recap, because I think a lot of people joined in the middle of the AMA, so they might have missed the first 20, 30 minutes.
Well, I'd like everyone just to come over to the group if they could and just join, because obviously we've got so many updates that we'd like to share and stuff, and we've got a great number of people here. But just a quick summary on the project. So obviously we are Kwon Token, and we have the educational Educate to Earn app, E2E. We're running off the back of the Dogecoin hype. Obviously, lots of people lost money, right? And it's very, very, very strong in their mind still. So everyone that's looking at the token is still having a good laugh, and they think it's a great idea, and they want to get back at Dogecoin. They want to get even. But obviously, we believe that we need some sort of utilities to keep the thing rolling, which is why we brought out the revolutionary E2E DApp, which we'll be launching probably 12 to 48 hours after launch, I guess, as soon as we can get the tokens and fuel the app. And then it will just be down to keeping the community updated regularly. So please make sure that you come over to the group so we can do that to you and keep you updated.
Awesome, Shem. It's been great speaking to you from the Kwon Token.
Thanks for your time.
Yeah, it's got the meme aspect, with Kwon, which is always trending on social media and articles about it. I'm sure it'll be talked about for years to come, because it's one of the biggest scandals crypto's ever seen. And when the market crashed, I'm sure it added to the woes of other tokens as well, and the main token, Bitcoin, as well. And I really like the educate to earn aspect. That's unique for crypto. So I'm looking forward to pre-sale and the launch for the team and community. And it's been great. You could come and speak to our community investors today. As we say, welcome to us for research and educational purposes. It's not financial advice, but you can check out the website white paper and the official socials and the pre-sale links in our main chat. So go and read the white paper, check the website out if you like what you see, or join their chat. And if you've got any questions, get involved. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time, guys. It's been great speaking with you.
Awesome. I think we've got thanks, Shane and Rob. Yeah, I think we've got spin the wheel now for 2 lucky winners as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I got the wheel up. I know it takes a little bit of time to load sometimes. Yeah, is there? Okay, let me spin it around a bit. And
this is cool.
Thank you everybody for joining. Yeah, and Jail Dukwon, like a really, really cool concept. I know we're big on education and everything, and it's still an uphill battle, but it seems like there's more of us now that have been in the space for a while, have seen some stuff, right? And it's easier for us to educate people now. It's a lot more educators, a lot more people that want to bring like really knowledgeable people in the space, right? And if they're coming in on in a bear market, they get to see the uptrend and everything, and I think it'll be amazing. So this is the best time to get new people involved.
This is a great time to build. Great time to build.
A perfect time to build, I would say. So yeah, thank you for joining us, everyone, today. This has really been great, and thank you for the Kwon team for being here with us. It's really been amazing, and yeah, it's super nice. I like it.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much, Shane and Rob. Take care, and I'm looking forward to the pre-sale going tomorrow in just over 24 hours. So I'll finish the record and send over a copy for you to share with your community, and I'll send that into our main chat for any investors that couldn't join the call today.
Cheers, thanks a lot. Bye now.
Cheers, everyone.